Hi, this is Debbie, and today I'm hopping along to celebrate the DieCember release from Simon Says Stamp. The new release contains 15 new dies, and I know you're not supposed to have favourites, but there's a couple of them that really caught my eye. This delicate thistle one, living in Scotland, the thistle has particular relevance as it's the emblem for Scotland. And then of course for me, I love these large tags. I love any tags, but these ones are particularly good because they have a beautiful simple design at the back. I really like that one with the straight edges, and also they're a good size as a focal point on your cards or to act as an actual tag on a present. There's such a lot to love in this release, and I think that balloon bouquet might be my next project because I've run out of birthday cards. But back to today, and I used the large tag and the delicate thistle dies to create this tag, which I've used to decorate a wedding present. The thistle is watercoloured, and so I'm going to take the die and cut that from some Tim Holtz Distress watercolour cardstock. The outline of the die has a cutting edge, and then it also has on the thistle head some detail which you can use to emboss. I'm running the die through my Cuttlebug firstly to cut, and then back through with a tan embossing mat underneath to allow the embossing mat to push the paper into the detail of the thistle head and give an embossed look. To watercolour the thistle, firstly I'm going to add water over the die cut and then start to bring in some colour. This wet on wet technique allows the colours to blend nicely and gives the loose effect of the watercolouring. As I'm going to be coating the thistle in glitter at the end, I don't need the watercolouring to be too detailed, but changes in the depth of the colour will allow to give that impression of dimension even once it's been coated with the glitter. I'm adding various depths of green and then allowing the water that we put on initially to blend those together. Now while that dries, I'm going to move on to the large tag, and I'm going to cut that from some thin balsa wood. The balsa wood I use is no more than the thickness of a piece of card, and it runs through the die cutter just in the same way. A friend gave me my initial supply of balsa wood, however you might want to check out a shop which concentrates on modelling or possibly on eBay. But there are lots of wood veneer papers around which are more readily available, and they would work equally as well. Having die cut the tag, I'm then going to use some Wendy Vecchi white embossing paste and the tiny dot stencil from Simon Says Stamp and swipe some of the paste over the stencil in a random pattern. I don't want to cover the whole tag, I just want to create some areas of interest. And while the embossing paste on the tag dries, I can then move back to the watercolouring, and this time I'm going to add in some purples for the thistle flowers. Now that the thistle is dry, I'm going to coat the thistle in some glossy accents before adding glitter, and I found the best way to do this is to squirt a little of the glossy accents onto some scrap card and then have your glitter ready, because the glossy accents does dry quickly, and particularly once you've got a thin layer over your project, it will be drying very quickly and you want to get it into the glitter straight away. So I've got everything ready, and then I'm going to dip my finger into the glossy accents and rub it over the thistle. Moving quickly, and once the thistle is fully covered, I can then whip it up off the scrap paper and pop it straight into the glitter, and then press it into the glitter so that the glitter sticks to the glossy accents. And this leaves the die cut with a nice, almost frosty look to it. I'm jumping ahead slightly now. I've used the pointed feather dies from Simon Says Stamp and die cut a feather from vellum, and also added a twine bow using some Mayart's twine, a few fall festival sequins also from Simon Says Stamp, and a few rhinestones and pearls. I'm now moving on to the sentiment using the Piece on Earth set from Simon Says Stamp. The little love circle in that set will be great all year round, and I'm going to stamp that several times using Hero Art soft purple ink. I like to stamp a solid image several times just to make sure that you get the best coverage, and then I choose which one is the best of the lot. I found a circle die from the Hourglass set, which is a really good match for the love circle, ran that through my die cutter, and now I'm starting to put everything together. I'm using some clear foam adhesive to attach everything, with the feather being from vellum and also the thistle being very delicate. I don't want any white foam adhesive peeking out from behind things. The sequins, rhinestones and pearls are attached with a little more of the glossy accents, and then I threaded some purple twine through the tag to finish. I will list all the supplies used both below this YouTube video and also on my blog. I wanted to thank you for joining me today. I'll leave you with some photographs, and if you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.